Hey everyone, welcome to the Kyo Breakdown video, and let's just get right into it. We'll start with Kyo's normals. It says light punch, light kick, heavy punch, heavy kick. The first thing you want to note is that his light punch, his far light punch, whips on crouching opponents, so if you're hitting this around this range, and your opponent is crouching, they can hit you in the legs. His light kick goes really far, so this will whiff right there. But if you hit his light kick, it'll land. It also hits them crouching, so I would use that a lot. It's also really quick, goes far. Probably hard to punish too. You have to probably be looking out for it if you want to punish it. Hard to punish on block, so use that button a lot. And then the other button you want to use a lot is heavy kick. So heavy kick moves him forward. As you notice, he's slowly moving forward. It does more damage than light kick, but it's a little slower. But on block, it's a little negative, but it does push him pretty far back, so it makes it even harder to punish. See how far back he went when he blocked that at the tip? He's all the way over here. It probably is punishable if there's like a move that goes horizontally across the screen really fast, but if you're a beginner, you don't have to worry about that too much. Or if you're playing against other people that are around your level, they probably won't be punishing that. You can probably get away with using that. So light kick and heavy kick, definitely want to use that. And then next, let's go for his close buttons. So King of Fighters 14 does have proximity normals. So all the buttons that you press, if you're right next to the opponent, they'll look a little different. So here's his close light punch, close light kick, close heavy punch, and close heavy kick. All of those can be blocked standing or crouching. And the notable ones are heavy punch is 2 hits, and the first hit can be special cancelable. So afterwards I'm going to do this, which is critical forward light punch, and you'll see that it combos and it canceled. The second hit can't be canceled into a special, but it can be canceled into a super. So remember that if you're going to be canceled into a special move, cancel the first hit. So you can cancel into really anything, any of the special moves. Also close heavy kick does a little bit more damage than if you were to cancel heavy punch on the first hit, but the timing is a little tighter on that, especially if you want to super cancel it. You have to be pretty quick. So use either one of those two. Light punch and light kick, they can link into each other. I think link is the correct term. I don't think it's chain, but I'll just say link for now. So I'm gonna exaggerate and hit my buttons pretty loudly so you can hear kind of like the timing of it. It's pretty generous. So I'm going to do light punch and then light kick, standing, close. And I'll do it one more time pretty loudly. See how that comboed? And then what's kind of cool about that is, it lets you go into one of his other normals, which is a command normal, and it's down forward heavy kick, and it looks like this. It's actually 2 hits if it's close up. It's really far away, it's 1 hit. This move you will probably not... You don't want to be using this at neutral from far away. You won't really get much off of it. You want to find ways to go into this as Kyo, because it is, much like his heavy punch up close, it is special cancelable and super cancelable. So that light punch and the light kick up close, you can also go into down forward heavy kick. So it'll look like this. Like that, 4 hits, it all comboed. And so you can cancel, so this move right here, down forward heavy kick, you can cancel the first hit into a special move, as you see right there. And the second hit is super cancelable. So that's going to be important when you're learning your first combos as Kyo. Don't just do this out raw, it's really safe if they block, it's really punishable if they block it. But there are ways to get into it, like that, or like that, or like that, or like this. I mean, the other normal, it is heavy punch and heavy kick at the same time. It blows them back if it lands, and it'll send them flying across the screen, and they'll hit the wall. So if you land that, it'll give you time to run in and start applying pressure. You don't really get much off of it full screen. So just use it to get close and start applying pressure. If they're in the corner, you can do stuff like and you can do like, I don't know, DP or something. However, it is very negative on block, so don't just go throwing that out raw. And if it's blocked, the opponent can really do a lot to you to make you not want to ever do it again. Also, it is special cancelable, so you can make it a little safer. Like next, let's look at his throws. So his forward throw looks like that, leaves him right next to you, and then his back throw, you're pretty close as well. And they're both hard knockdowns. I have the dummy to quick get up, as you can see. I did that sweep and he got up pretty quickly. But there's a hard knockdown on the throws, so you can run in afterwards, start applying pressure, or run in, maybe stop, and then like bait a DP or like a special move or something like that they might do on wake up. Let's go over Kyo's crouching normals. Here's crouching light punch, light kick, heavy punch, and crouching heavy kick. His crouching light kick's pretty fast. You can kind of rapidly press it, get a couple in a row. You're right next to him. Light punch as well. Crouching heavy punch is special cancelable, and it also you can use it as an anti-air if you're not good at doing his anti-air special move, which is this, which is forward down and down forward. You could use this as a like bootleg anti-air when you're first starting out, and it does work. It is more vertical than horizontal though in terms of its hitbox, so remember that. You have to space it correctly, but it can work. Eventually you do want to graduate to doing this, but don't worry about it if you can't do it yet. You can rely on this for a little while. The other crouching notable move I think I already went over, it's down forward heavy kick. The first hit of that is special cancelable, and then the second hit is super cancelable. As you see right there. He also has a sweep that goes, it's a little hard to punish at the tip, but it is possible, and you can special cancel it to make it even safer. So for jumping moves, if you're just jumping in from a distance and you're trying to, jump over a fireball or do a jump in combo like that, all of his buttons will work, the all combo into one of his hard buttons from up close. So you don't have to worry about that too much. I would stick with hard kick because hard kick has the most range if you're just jumping in from a distance. Like these will whiff, I think I have to be a little closer. Like these will whiff from here, but hard kick will land, as you see. And if you're trying to cross up, light kick should be your go-to. It's a pretty easy button to use to cross up, as you see, and it even crosses up if they're crouching. And then, yeah, of course, just to illustrate a point, you can get stuff off of it. If you're good at short hopping, which is a really good mechanic in this game that you should learn, he has down and heavy punch in the air. And so on a regular jump in, that doesn't seem like much, but it really shines on the short hopper. You can really harass with that, and you can get combos off of it too. It's really oppressive if your opponent's just blocking a lot. So if they're crouching, yeah, you can land that and get a combo off of it. It's pretty impressive if you just keep doing it. Of course, there's ways to stop it, but if you're playing as a defensive player, you can harass with that. That's your go-to button for short hops, because if you try like hard kick, which was a good jump in, but it's not a good hop kick button, as you can see, it whiffs. And I'm not great at it. Yeah, let's see it whiffs from there. But that doesn't. So do a down heavy punch if you're short hopping. Another notable normal that I almost forgot about is forward and light kick. So this is an overhead. It goes pretty far. So if your opponent is crouch blocking a lot, you can open them up with that. They're crouch blocking, you need them with that. It's really slow, you can react to it. However, if you wanted to get more damage off of it, you have to max mode cancel out of it. Max mode, I'm not going to go too deep into in these tutorial videos for character breakdowns. I don't think you really need to learn it if you're a beginner, like a really low beginner. You eventually do want to learn some stuff, but I'll only bring it up if it's something that is beneficial and very easy to do. And in this case, I think it is. So go into the tutorial mode in this game, and you can read and find out how to do max mode cancels. But basically, you can max mode cancel its overhead. and you'll run in, and then you can get damage off of it. That's the only way to convert that into real damage. Yeah, you can just run in and do like heavy punch, and then do something afterwards. Yeah, a little scattered. I forgot a jumping attack. You want to do jump, heavy punch, and heavy kick. The reason why it's so good is because it's a very plus on block. So if you land it, you can start pressing buttons afterwards. The opponent has to respect it if they block it. Whereas this is really negative. This is really positive. If you short hop it, you can really start harassing with buttons afterwards. Also, so between this and that, there's a lot of ways to harass with as Kyo. And just to show you how positive it is, I'll set the dummy to one guard jump again, short hop, and then look, I'm already landing. Already landed, and he's still on his way down. So there you go. Use that. So he has a anti-air attack. It's forward, down, down, forward, and punch. That's the light version. Here's the heavy version. They both have a little bit of invincibility on them, so you can use that on wake up if, you know, as you're getting up off the ground, if somebody's trying to pressure you, you can do that. There's an EX version of it as well, which is really fast, and it goes even further, so you can use that if you're in max mode to maybe punish some things that you normally wouldn't be able to, because he moves across the screen pretty quickly. It does a decent amount of damage as well. All of them really unsafe on block. He also has DP backwards, which is back, down, down, forward, or back, down, down, back, plus a kick button. It looks like this. And they both are really unsafe on block, but they cause a hard knockdown. So I really wouldn't use that unless you land, like say this special move, and you can land that move afterwards and get a hard knockdown. You're right next to them, but you probably won't be doing it now. The EX version ground bounces, and you can get some stuff off of that, like EX up kicks. Speaking of up kicks, Cortical forward plus kick. Cortical forward plus kick will look like that, and you have to press another kick button afterwards, and it'll do the second hit. And you can delay it a little bit, but it won't combo. So the light one sends them flying up about that high. The heavy kick version sends them flying up even higher. I think the EX one sends them flying up even higher. What you want to do off of that, if you do happen to land up kicks, you can do things like this special move, catch them out of the air. You can do up kicks, DP. You can do up kicks. You can do up kicks in the super heavy one at least. Super like that. There's a lot of things you can do after up kicks as they're falling down helplessly. So experiment around, see what buttons you can press. Do whatever you're comfortable with. And then you saw me do this move a couple times. So half circle back plus kick, we'll do this. So he runs in with an elbow, and then if it hits, you'll grab him. It is not a command grab, it is a hit move. The heavy kick version makes him go further forward before doing the attack. If he will stop running, if you don't get close enough for him to do the elbow. And then the EX version in max mode will actually, that's a real command grab. They cannot block that, so if they're blocking a lot, in your max mode you can do EX, half circle back, 2 kicks, and you'll grab them. The other versions are hits, which means they can be blocked. And I'll just show that really quick. See, there you go, it's blocked. It can't hit out of the air, so if you do like up kicks, the heavy one, you can catch them with that. You might be able to do it after the light one. Yeah, see. I think you can only do that in the corner, it might not work. Full screen. Yeah, it does work full screen. So never mind. I learned something new right there as well. And the hardest thing about Kyo to learn, which probably deserves its own timestamp, is Rekkas, which is a Street Fighter term for all this nonsense here. So if you looked at Kyo special move list, you probably saw this 114 Shiki Aragami, and then you saw the arrows and lines coming out of it, moving to other boxes with arrows and lines coming out of it with commands. You scrolled down, you saw that the list kept going, and you see that there's a heavy punch version with an EX that is, you know, EXable with its own sequences. You probably said, F that, I don't really want to learn Kyo that bad. I'll try to break it down really simply. This is probably the bulk of this Kyo breakdown video. So let's just restart, I guess. So the Kyo's Rekkas. So start off learning the light punch ones, and all the light punch ones start off the same way. It's core circle forward light punch, and it looks like that. They all start off with that. So there you go. There's one part of it done. They're always, each and every sequence has 3 different inputs within it, and that's it. The first sequence you can learn, which is 3 inputs, starts off with core circle forward light punch, and then the second input is core circle forward light punch again. It'll look like this. And then after you land that second hit, you can either end that combo with either punch or either kick. And it'll look like this if you do punches. Like that. Elbow going down, and it's a hard knockdown. And it is an overhead as well, so if they're blocking low, it'll catch them. Also, keep in mind that the more inputs you do in the sequence, the more unsafe it becomes, the more negative it becomes. They're all negative, but this is the least. This one is the least negative, and then this is more negative, and this is the most negative, for example. Getting back to the sequence, you can also end it with kick. It'll be core circle forward, and then kick. It'll look like this when I stop messing it up. Like that. So let me show you what it, to illustrate what it's supposed to do. So to show you better, let me put this mid-screen. So there you go. It sends them flying back, and it gives you enough time to run in and apply some pressure. It'll send them flying closer to the corner. So you can decide, do you want the hard knockdown with punch as the ender, or do you want to send them closer to the corner with hard kick? So that is the first sequence you can learn that has 2 different enders. And then the next sequence you can learn is core circle forward light punch. It starts off with that, like the other one. And then the second input you can do is half circle back punch. And it looks like that. And that is an overhead. So if they're crouch blocking, you can do that and be cute, and then you'll catch them overhead. And it's a hard knockdown. But it is pretty unsafe on block, and if you're playing against a intermediate or a good player, they'll just block all of it standing. So it really is only going to work on somebody who doesn't know about it. So if you can beat up on your friends who don't know any better by using that. And if it does land, you can hit punch to end it, and you'll do an attack when on the ground. So that's the second sequence you can learn. There's the third sequence and final sequence, which also starts off with core circle forward light punch, with that, and then you do half circle back kick for the second one. And it looks like that. And that is a low attack. So again, you can be cute and go overhead, or you can go low. And then after that half circle back kick, you can end that one with either punch or kick, and it has 2 different enters. So this is what the punch one looks like. So that hop forward that he did is an overhead. So they have to block that low, then overhead. And then if you end it with kick, he does that. He'll just end the combo if he lands the low. And again, like the other Rekkas, the further you go into the sequence, the more unsafe it is. If you're just learning Kyo for the first time, I would just stick with this basic one. That one. Core circle forward, light punch, core circle forward, light punch, and then punch or kick. And then his next one, which I think you can ignore, is his heavy punch version. So if you do core circle forward heavy punch, he does that spin and he goes a lot further than his light punch version. This one has only 1 sequence and it's 4 different inputs. I don't think you really need to do it. It's all pretty negative on block, with the first hit being the least negative. Yeah, so it's core circle forward, heavy punch, half circle back, punch, and then forward and punch, and then you do forward, down, down, forward, in the air with punch. So you're doing an air, one of these in the air. So it'll look something like this if I don't mess it up. It'll look like that. Don't worry about that. It doesn't even do that much damage. There might be high level or mid or intermediate reasons why you might want to do that, but I wouldn't worry about that. If you're going to do one of these sequences, just start with that one. And if you can remember, maybe do that one do this one to overhead. To start it out or go low. And to make things more complicated, there's an EX version of this, of the heavy punch one. And so that startup, so that first move in the EX one is plus on block. It's very slightly plus. And then the rest of them are negative. It looks just like the non-EX mode version. So it'll look like, whoops, what was it? Like that, and he does a DP at the end, right? So there's that. I would ignore it as a beginner. Kyo supers. He has core circle back, half circle forward, and punch, which looks like that. And you can hold the button down, and he'll eventually release it and do a lot of damage. If you don't hold the button down, he'll do it like this, slight delay, and then he'll do the big flame burst. It could be EX by hitting 2 buttons, costs 2 bars, and does more damage and get that sweet animation. And then he has core circle forward twice and punch. And that's what that looks like. You can EX it by hitting 2 punches, and it'll cost 2 bars. Boom. Alright, cool. And then he has a Climax Super, what it's called in KoF? Super Ultimate Climax, something like that. Let's see, it's core circle back twice and then 2 punches. It's not that. It's not that either. Definitely not that. And it looks like that. I might need my own. Might need to watch a tutorial myself about how to do clean inputs and not be a scrub. Anyway, let's move on. So if you play the tutorials in this game, you'll know that you can cancel supers into other supers, and you can cancel supers into the super duper climax super, right? The order you want to do this is the core circle forward twice. No, excuse me. Yeah, the core circle forward twice plus punch. You can cancel into his other regular super, so it'll look like this. And then so you want to cancel it won't look like that, but you want to cancel the second hit into the other super. You can use a tutorial on inputs, man. There we go. That's what that looks like. And it'll combo from mid-screen as well, which I won't show because I'll be here another 20 minutes trying to do that input, which you didn't see because I did a jump cut. A sweet jump cut with a sweet transition, hopefully. Hint when I'm editing this. Edit that part out. Anyway, then if you wanted to do super into climax super, you could do core circle forward twice, and then you can do his climax super core circle back twice plus punch. So it'll look something like this. First try. All right. Ooh, what the F? Second try. Alright, I waited too long. I did it too late the first time. I was looking at my notes just to make sure I wrote that right. Let me move on to the final section, which is going to be combos. So combos for Kyo. All these combos I'm going to give you are pretty basic. They're to help you get started playing this character. There's better, more optimized stuff out there. So just watch players that are way better than me or better than you that play this character and just see what they're doing, see how they're optimizing their damage output, and see if you can copy that. If your goal is to just beat up your friends or just get something simple to do, you're casual or whatever, you can just copy what I'm about to try to teach you. Like any character in this game, up close heavy punch or hard kick can be cancelled. So if they do something like with a DP in your face like that, you can hit them with, say, like hard punch into first hit of hard punch into Rekkas, or into like up kicks. If you're gonna do up kicks, you probably want to do the heavy kick version of it. That way you can get stuff afterwards, like DP, or if you're really fancy, you can do the run up, you know, half circle back kick and catch them as they're falling. If you happen to land up kicks in some sort of sequence in a combo, you can also do super like that. If you wanted to complicate this a little bit more, you can add in down forward heavy kick to it. So like heavy punch into the first hit of heavy punch into down forward heavy kick will do that. And then another easy thing you can do if you're up close, you can do light punch, light kick into down forward kicks. Like that, and then of course you can cancel that into something else. And if you want to go low, you can start off with something like, if you're really close, like point blank, you can do crouching light kick, and then crouching light punch. Then you can go into down forward kicks. Like that. You can make it a little simpler, like just crouching light kick, light punch, down forward kicks. And then of course you cancel down forward kicks into some sort of special or a super, or a special move into a super. You know, as complicated or as simple as you want to keep it. And I think that's really about it for combo starters. Anyways, guys, I think that's about it for my Kyo breakdown video. Hopefully you learned something. I know I definitely learned a lot. I started making this video because I wanted to learn more about King of Fighters characters. I like King of Fighters, I've been playing it for a while. And I also wanted to learn some video editing and making video content, so that's why this video exists, so I can practice that. I think I'm going to do more characters actually, just for my own gratification. So if I go to member select, I don't know who I'm going to do next. I might just go from the top to bottom, which means Benimaru would be next. And then I guess Daimon to complete Team Japan. And I'll see where I go from there. So there you have it. If for some weird reason you like this and you found it useful, feel free to like, comment, and subscribe, I guess. But whatever, I'm still going to produce them. Sorry for the kind of shitty quality of this, I guess. It's my first time making a video like this. They're going to get better, I swear. I swear. If not, I don't know what I'll do, but I theoretically should get better the more I do it. I just shrugged in real life. Well, there you go, I'm rambling. So thanks for watching.